Yes, sir.
Awesome. What's up? We are live. Me and Rick in the house. Not sure if Steve is going to come in, so I shared the link, and I shared the link with Rick, but he was already on before I even had a chance to share it. So I know he's ready to go. So I'm excited about that.
Aloha, Clifford. Yeah, Steve is actually helping Kyle onboard in Pono Quest right now.
Ah, nice.
You are like the master connector, Clifford. It never stops. You are like this powerhouse, just constant connecting with people at an elevated level that are really elevating their life. And it's really cool to watch because it's this stream of energy that is just nonstop. And I kind of get a little bit in the tailwind,
Yeah.
hanging out on the back, and like the jet stream, it's like, whoo.
And I'll say as I go through my connective abilities and learn to constantly shape them and improve them, I know everybody has their place and everybody can learn from somebody. And so I look at the lightest of the light and the darkest of the dark, and I try and help them find their way. I try and help them find their way. And when they find their way, they actually help others find their way. And so it's that ripple effect. And that's why I do what I do. So I appreciate you sharing that with me. And I am very happy to be connected with you. It was hilarious because we actually met from an app called Shaper. And literally, I've only had 3 good connections from that app. One was Anne Marie, who was a Melaleuca rep, and she also is into improving the economic atmosphere. And another was Jill, and me and her connect often on LinkedIn. But everyone else was just trying to sell me right off the bat. Like everybody else was into their product, their service, and what they could do for me, instead of taking the time to really understand me, understand where I'm coming from, and understand my wants and desires, and me doing the same for the people that I connected with. So even though Shaper may not have been the most fun experience I've had, I'm glad to have met you through that experience, and Jill and Anne Marie. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're the only person I connected with in Shaper. There's no one else. I actually deleted the app.
What's up, Gemma?
I found it to be, in fact, it was really interesting. I had some interesting experiences. I deleted the app. It's fair enough. I don't know what people were looking for on that. It was. I'll tell you where we go now. We just really head to LinkedIn, bridging the gap and in the professional aspect. Leading that way. All we got to do is bridge the heart. People are suffering. They're missing the connection. They want to be connected. They want to feel like they matter, and that's the part that, like, the aimlessly, hey, that's just their story. That's all they know how to lead with. They don't know really who they are or how to connect, how to make a deeper connection. It's not that it's, well, whose fault is that people don't know how to make a connection like that? People don't really know what building and nurturing wholehearted relationships is all about. Why don't people know how to connect? And why do they just jam stuff down your, look, you talked about that environment. You said, hey, all these people just jammed that stuff down my throat, wanted me to buy their products and services, but didn't really take the time to get to know me. Why was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't really care. But the one good thing is that we met, but the truth is there's a lot of people suffering, right? One out of thousands and thousands of people, one connection one alignment. Was it that there wasn't any alignment in any of those other people? No, I can appreciate, I can see, but
Mm,
that doesn't mean I want to play.
yeah.
Like it's not going to lead me anywhere in growth, in being the highest ideal of me. I got to be in the ripple of people like you.
Yeah.
That's where that strength comes in. Otherwise, I'm just floundering down here at the bottom, but jamming on my junk, not living a full life,
Mm,
being empty.
yeah.
That's
I love what you're bringing up, and I want to say what's up, Christy. And Christy says because relationships are disposable these days. Uh, so I want to challenge all of us, myself included, and say the title was asking powerful questions. Powerful questions can lead to powerful results. And you said, why was that? Like, why in that atmosphere would they do that? And my whole thing is we almost forget, you know, it's not even that we forget to be human, it's that we experience our humanness in so many different forms and fashion. And sometimes, I'm sure you get this, Rick, if you chase money, you don't get what you're looking to get. Like you don't get what you're looking to get because money is nothing more than energy, just a form of energy. It's the same thing as if a guy goes around chasing women, if he's talking about like I can do these amazing things for you and I can get you here and I can get you there and I can take you to this, and it's like the women are like, what the heck's wrong with this guy? Like it's too much. They push back. It's a dance. Life's a dance, and life's complicated. And so as you go through those complications, it's to say people are where they're at because they have their own limited awareness. They just have their own limited awareness. They don't know that they're not performing in the way that they're supposed to perform to get what they want to get. Because I'll give you one example. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants it. Everybody craves it. It's something that we need as human beings. But it doesn't mean that we exercise getting love correctly. Some exercise getting love very correctly, some not so much. But it doesn't make the one who exercises it incorrectly less wanting of it in any way. They're just not aware enough of how to get it.
yeah. I'm not. I suppose I don't feel like we're talking to an uneducated audience. I'm just having a conversation with my friend. Right, we're talking to each other.
Mm,
Not, we can have a specific conversation with an aspect of ourselves, if you
yeah.
will, an aspect of ourselves that is. Can you look in the mirror and go, hey man, I really like, can you look in there and go, I love you.
Mm,
Like I really love you.
mm,
Like speaking to me, I love me. Can you do that? Can you have the wherewithal to actually, be that? And if you can do that for you, right? You can do that for another human being and just show up as your whole authentic self. Just don't be afraid of who you are. Don't be afraid of this world, this beauty it's here for you. Like it's not against you. It's not the And when you come from that basis of understanding, you you begin to settle in, and life's not so hard, and you don't have to punch so hard. It doesn't have to. But the question is why do people, why do they jam those things down? Do they have those skills? It is connection. How do we get deeper connection? How do we foster that and ask those powerful questions, because it comes back to asking those powerful questions, like you said.
Yeah.
But how do you want, you can only go so deep as to the point where you're at the edge and over the cliff. And I mean, your name is Clifford Starks. You kind of do go to the cliff.
Yeah.
And the Power Six is your engine. That's been your engine to get over the cliff. That's your outline. That is your game plan. That is your process. And that is what everybody has. That's your tangible gift that people can jump on your train right now and learn that from you.
Yeah.
And you'll interact and you'll play with them and you'll
Absolutely.
teach them and you'll walk them up the ladder to who they want to be, holding that
100%.
mirror 100%. That's what makes you Clifford Starks, man. That
Yeah.
is the competitive edge, man. I hooked my wagon to your train. I know you're going to touch a billion people, and I know you don't do that by yourself. So
Yeah.
I'm here to fully support and empower, never enable, empower.
Yeah.
And that's what
All
you
it's
do.
all about the empowerment. Yeah,
That's
I agree with you.
that's
100%.
culture, though. That's a culture that is unique in the
Yeah,
world. Yeah. But we've
absolutely.
created that. We're cultivating that. We're creating that together.
Yeah. We got a Christy. Christy's got a few comments, and Jimma's got a few comments too. Let's see. Jimma says life is a journey. Absolutely. 100% agree with that. And what else do we have? We all have limited awareness. Yes, we do. Because we have our perspective. Like, I'm huge on that. I say we only have the world that we can see in the lens that we can see it in. And the more we know that, the more we actually show up for one another instead of saying, this is right or this is wrong.
Hmm.
Comes down to friendship and boundaries of trusting people. Yeah. Yeah. I'm big with friendship, boundaries, and trusting people. I also say the most important friendship you should have is with yourself. And the most important trust you should have is with yourself, because when you have that, it actually gives you the space to trust other people. It gives you the space to be friends with other people. And so I actually made a post where I say, look internally before you go external. It's not to say not to go external, but go internal first. And Christy said, some people choose to underperform and stay comfortable. Growth is awkward and unknown. And yeah, I agree. Growth is awkward and unknown. And my challenge, so I always have a challenge to a challenge. And it depends on the individual, because growth is what you believe that it is. Like, if you believe it's tough, then it's going to be tough. If you believe that it is tough and can become something else, then it can be that other thing. And I'll give you an example. When I coach people, I'm not coaching them into the hardness of it. The hard piece is there, but I want them to see the finish line, and I want them to get miniature wins along the way.
Hmm.
Because tough for the sake of being tough, like, no one wants that. Like, no one wants that, to just be like, hey, this is gonna suck for 2 years, and yeah, you're gonna feel a bunch of suck, but there's this cool thing at the end. It's like, okay, there's going to be tough points. There's going to be sticking points. There's going to be hard times. And there's going to be joyous times. There's going to be times to have fun. There's going to be times to celebrate. That's what I did to myself from my UFC journey. Like, it wasn't hard grind no matter what. Who cares about your marriage? Who cares about your life? Who cares about everything else? Like, no, you can have fun on your journey. It can be hard, and that's okay. And you can appreciate those hard moments, appreciate those hard, difficult sprints, but also take the time to celebrate and embrace and enjoy. And I feel the clients that I work with do so well because of that. Like, they should be able to have fun along the journey. It shouldn't be just hard and sucking all the time. Like, no, I don't know who would sign up for that. I might sign up for that, and David Goggins might sign up for something crazy like that. But Most people don't do that kind of stuff. Like it's not a normal thing to do. And honestly, that was my limited perspective. That was mine when I first started. Because when I first started, I'm like, I'm going to railroad you to show you how strong you can be. Like that was the greatness within in the beginning. It was, I'm going to show you how strong you can be because look at what I did. And then I realized, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is killing them. Like they are not liking this at all. They're not enjoying it.
No, it's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Life is a journey. It's like it's not that end destination, but you have to have the aim, right?
Yeah.
You have to have the aim. You got to have the attitude, and you got to be aware.
Yeah.
So you're aiming for what it is you want to experience with the right attitude. Like it's like you're flying a plane, right? I mean, I love this. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a pilot, and my dad, Captain Rick, right? So you think about it like you're flying an airplane. You're just flying even keel. You're along the road, and but if you're pointed down, you're going to crash, right? And if you come up a little bit and you even out the yoke, and you just kind of, oh, my attitude. Oh, what am I aiming at? What am I looking? Oh, what do I want to experience, right? And so
Yeah.
where's my focus? My focus is on what it is I want to experience. Oh, I want to go out here. I want to catch the sunset from this angle,
Yeah.
right? That's my attitude. That's my attitude. Uh, what am I aiming at? Where am I pointing the direction? Now, am I aware? Am I fully aware of what's going on around me, up and below me? What's my altitude right now? Am I just flying at 3,000 or am I at 30,000? What can I really see? What am I really truly aware of? And what state of my being am I aware of all of these other layers of that 30,000 foot layer, right? Because I can come down to 3, I can come down to 2, I can come down to 1, and I
Are
can
you
be
aware
right.
of all those other layers? And real quick, Russell, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the like, aka trending topic. That's my guy. I want to say this. So, what are you aware of, and how deep do those layers go? Yes, attitude is vital. Gemma, 100% agree. And Gemma loves you, by the way, Rick.
I
So,
love Gemma. I
yeah,
love
she's a
Gemma.
superstar. She's our
Yeah.
superstar for sure. All right. So, what are we aware of? And that's such a powerful question. Like, what are you aware of? And using that awareness to move us in the direction that we need to move into. Because if I were to say, I'll give a perfect example. The sun is right where it needs to be for the earth. We're orbiting around the sun, right? And if the sun started changing in a couple degrees, there would be a large effect. And then all of a sudden, we'd be a lot more aware of that versus, for instance, I'll give an example COVID. We're
Sure,
very
but
aware.
that's all just projections, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
no disrespect, but what you're saying is not real. What you're saying is, if this were, and
Yeah.
I am projecting something that is not real in the
Yeah.
moment, right?
Yeah.
What do we have right here? The sun is perfectly projected on the earth at this moment. You are having this experience. This is freaking real. Welcome to your body. Hello.
Yeah.
You're on the earth. You're in
Yeah.
this space. The sun isn't pointed in the wrong direction. It's right here, right now, giving you this breath. So, look, you're well, you're whole. I forgive me. I hate going down to the topic of like, man, you're scaring me. I'm gonna go into the edge now, Clifford, because we're gonna talk about some hard subjects. And
I love it.
I've
I love
created
it.
my own. See, look, awareness, right? I'm
Yeah.
aware that these are my defense mechanisms, right? These are my standby programs that
Uh-huh.
help me change direction, right?
Yeah.
So that my attitude doesn't fall down, so that I don't look at the ground, so that I can keep looking at the aim. I can keep looking at what Clifford is going to share in a way and shed light in a way that's going to be positive, because I know and I trust that he is always bringing that he is for me. But that came over time. All right. That
Yeah.
came over time. So lead the way.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Abundance, right? So going into abundance and talking about awareness and saying like when you can stretch your awareness into the pain points and into the pleasure points and understand like I'm a creator within my pain points and my pleasure points, right? And so looking at something like, let's appreciate the sun, to appreciate the sun, to appreciate the things that it does, to appreciate that it's in that perfect spot, to appreciate everything that we're doing and every moment that we're having is partially because of our doing and partially because of other circumstances, and having the perspective to say, I can look at this how I want to look at it. I can look at it through an abundant lens, or I can look at it from a lacking lens. And knowing what, like even you talking about your defense mechanism, realizing it that it's there and appreciating it and respecting it and honoring it and saying like, look, I'm just another human being trying to have an experience, living the best life that I can live.
We're all doing the best we can. Like if you acknowledge that everyone is doing the best that they can in the moment in time, like it's like everybody's doing the best they can. They're not. It's not for you, or it's not against you. It's actually for you. But
Mhm.
when we get those auto response, that program, initiation, spark, hook, poke, whatever, jab, whatever it is that causes one to get, oh, something just happened. Be thankful, like in that jolt of, oh wow, now you're aware. Okay, now just a little bit more awareness of taking that next level. What is it I'm ask yourself that question, like power questions.
Yeah.
This is what this is all about, right? So now you're aware of the response, boom, trigger it. Power question. What is the what's the power question when you become aware of a trigger or a response? What's a power question that you would ask yourself, Clifford, to change the trajectory and the aim to keep the attitude? What
How
would be a
far how far can you go?
Okay? How far can you go? That's your power question to you. How
Yeah.
far can you go? Okay. Oh shoot, man, that's tough, dude. That one kills. Like, I never go there. I never say, "Oh yeah, how far can you go?" No, that's not ever my first thought, dude.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. And that's the fun. How far can you go?
Wow.
Living abundantly in a place where, oh yeah, Cliff, what if there is no abundance? There's always abundance, baby.
Hmm.
There's always abundance. There's always a way. There's always a solution. There's always something. Sometimes people get scared to tell me their true truths and dreams, because the second you tell me a dream, that means it's a little more real than it was before. And
Hmm.
that's scary because people want big things.
Hmm. Yeah, I think they do. I think people want to live large. The comment earlier, and I was, some people just choose to live small, or choose to live mediocre lives, and okay, that's a framework. You said, what is that? It's a choice, right? Okay, but I don't believe that. I
Yeah.
If you see that in another human being, maybe look a little deeper at yourself and say, okay, where have I settled in my
Mhm.
life? Where have I settled, and where have I too comfortable in being? Here, I got family members. We all got family. We all got people that we look to in our lives that have cast, that we can see historically how they have developed or been or become by the actions, the continuous actions that they take, their programming, and some people are there just to guide you and be great examples or great warnings of what you want to experience. So appreciate that, not at the sense that, hey, you're a freaking warning and a loser. I don't want to be like you. No, it's never that. That's I mean, that's painful. That's not kind. That's
Mhm.
hurtful.
Yeah.
That's painful. Like, it really hurts to be thought of like that. Like, oh, you screwed up so bad, dude. You are a freaking great example of what I don't want to experience, man. Thanks for leading the way. No, and I can relate to that too. I mean, I have my own experiences, and that's why it's deeply like, how do you transform? Yeah, how do you make that big giant comeback? How do you be who it is you want to be authentically? And it's just being. The
Just
secret is just being, it's not even in the fight for me. Like, when you say you know, how much can you take? How much love can I really take? How much acceptance can I really take for being my true authentic self and just letting that flow? Like,
yeah.
am I afraid that the world's just not going to accept me because I cry, because I'm human, because I deeply feel? No, they're going to love me. They're going to love me because I love me, because I appreciate that about me, because I appreciate that deep sense of connectivity that I want to have with another human being, so that it's not just on the surface. We all want to be held like that. We all want to know that we matter. So yeah, it's the ladder of life. Dude,
Yeah.
you're a powerful friend to have. I am grateful to have you in my corner, to be part of your family, to be connected in the way that to allow you to influence my life.
Yeah. Thank you. And I have to ask the question because it's so powerful what you just said. How did you become that person?
Hmm. I've had some really good teachers. I've been paying attention. Um, and my father was just incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had some incredible teachers, man.
What's one of the biggest lessons your dad gave you?
He told me every day to say, Rick, you're going to be a great man one day. And I heard that growing up all the time. Uh, Man, he held me. He loved me. I couldn't get it wrong. He picked me up when I skinned my knee. Man, I had it so good. I still do. The way he loved my mom. Yeah. Man, the way he loved my mom. Never angry at her. Just cherished. Just told her how beautiful she was every day.
I love it, my brother. Thank you for sharing. I tell you, he used to call you. He called you Captain Rick too, didn't he?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I love that. I
Oh,
remember. So I was 6 years old, and so I have two dads, as some may know, and I call one the biological and the one my dad, right? Because biological doesn't really mean much without the actions involved. And so my dad, he once had me look into the mirror, I was about 6 at the time. And I don't even remember why he was teaching me the lesson, but he was teaching the lesson to me. And it's a lesson that I've held on to. In fact, it's my fifth principle. But he had me look into the mirror and he goes, take responsibility no matter what, regardless of if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. Accept the consequences and take responsibility. So that's what I did. That's what I did. And I've learned deeper layers of what responsibility is. Because responsibility to me is controlling what you can, not trying to control what you can't. Know the difference between the two. And also, knowledge is understanding the steps or understanding things need to go in an order. Wisdom is knowing the order those things go into. And so going through that lesson and honestly, that was a combination of connecting with people like yourself, connecting with people like Steve, connecting with other mentors like Tom Matson and Steve Seapress, and stepping back and saying, wow, we're all way more connected than we realize. Way, way more. And with the right amount of leverage and the right amount of, I don't want to call it manpower or woman power, but I want to call it empowerment, the right kind of empowerment. The person saying, one, I want to honor and respect you for opening up so authentically and letting me know, like, yeah, you really, really had a deep, deep connection with your dad, a deep, deep connection with your dad. And I have a deep, deep connection with mine. And knowing we aren't who we are by ourselves, we become who we are from the people who are in our lives.
Yeah. My wife told me this morning. She said, "Oh, you're your dad this morning." I was being funny, and my dad was always funny. He was hilarious. He was a prankster. He loved to
Mhm.
get you going. But and I hear him and I laugh. And yeah, my dad passed away about a year and a half ago. Uh, he's fully with me. I hear him and I feel him, and my mom, of course, she's widowed. She's 70, uh, and I talk to her every day. 2-3 times a day I call her.
Mhm.
And she's fully supported. My aunt and my sister, they have houses back to back to one another in Arizona, and they live really well. Um, but he was a great man, Clifford. He was, dude, he was my hero.
Yeah.
Man, he was my hero.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, right? Ah.
Well, it goes back to that awareness. It's craziness. Um, we got Gemma and trending topic. Uh, Ruto says, thank you for sharing. Russell was saying some amazing things about you,
Hmm.
about how you're a very intelligent individual. Sorry, sometimes we get so into it that it's hard to read the comments.
You should bring Russell on, have a three-way conversation,
I'm down.
invite
I'll
him
do
into
a
the
little,
challenge. I got about
yeah,
a half an hour. Bring him in. Let me get
we
fill
can
up
bring.
my cup, and I'll refresh my breath. I'll change my state of being so that I can be in an optimal state.
I
Um,
think you are in an optimal state.
I,
Honestly, like yeah, my
I'm,
whole
I'm,
thing
o-
is
I'm open. I'm open. I'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
I'll be right back. Bring
All right,
Russell
my
in,
brother.
get him on, and we'll deepen the conversation.
Absolutely. Russell, you want to come on? We'll see if he can make it. I will send him a link. So I think I can just put the link in the chat and then accept people on. And Gemma, if you want to come on too, be my guest. Love to have either of you on. I put it on. Got you. All right. Thank you for coming through. Well, Gemma, if you can make it, you're more than welcome. This is the game we play. We just figure it out when we go. And I think Rick may be on his fourth or fifth cup of coffee. I will have to ask him when he gets back. Where are you guys going to eat? Anything in particular? Which cup of coffee are you on, Rick?
Russell coming in?
No, he's going to eat with his girlfriend. You on what cup of coffee are you on so far?
Dude, I've this probably an entire pot already. It's only 9:30, and I've been out on the farm already, watered all my plants, and kind of going through my routine. Spent a lot more time with my wife in the morning than I love to do that. I love it when I can spend time with her.
Gemma's coming on.
Well, aloha, Gemma.
Hello, Rick. Hi, Clifford. How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I've had a really great day today. I've been out for a walk and did a lot of nice exercise and got out in the fresh air because it's sucked being at home. So, and then I come back to find you guys on. And I'm like, I need this. And then I saw you. I'm like, yes. And I must say, Rick, wow, like seeing how powerful you are. I don't think you realize the impact of how you help other people, not just Clifford, but people like me who are in the chat and hearing some of the things that you've talked about. And I'm just like, what the hell am I making excuses for? If Rick can open up and do all this stuff that's difficult for him, why am I letting myself be held back? And with Clifford as well, I sit here and I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm making the smallest little excuse over something so small and pointless. And I come in here and I'm like, no, I can do this. It's just I have to plan. I have to structure. I have to have routine. And I'm getting used to how I do it. And now with you guys, I'm like, it's mind over matter because a lot of the stuff that I get worried about is so silly and insignificant that I have to think positive. And seeing you guys, how you do it, and I think you're more powerful than what you realise, Rick. You really are. You're a really great guy from what I've seen of you.
You're so beautiful.
Yeah. He's amazing.
You're so beautiful. Thank you. You touched my heart, Gemma.
And yes, we have limitations. Like, yes, I have limitations more than most, but do I let that dictate me? No, I don't. Yes, I have autism. Yes, I have anxiety disorder, but does that rule me? No, it doesn't. Yes, it impairs my communication to a certain degree. Yes, fine. But am I going to go, oh, pull me, I can't do this? No, kick my ass and I'm going to go out and prove to people that I can do this. I can do my life on my own. I've lived on my own for 10 years. I've always been told, oh, you'll always be mummy and daddy's girl, you won't live on your own. You'll be stuck with them. Like, you'll rely on their money and da-da-da-da. I'm like, I have my own disability money. I have my own apartment. I live on my own. I go my own shopping. I do my own bills. I don't need nobody. Yes, I have my support network, which is my family and you guys and my family online. But am I being limited? No, we're limited by our own mindset, and our mindset likes to play tricks because it's the same old. Like Clifford said to me the other day, it's the same old repeated stuff. It's the voices. It's the, oh, you can't do this because this. Actually, shut up. Yes, I can do it because it's negative. Going, well, you have autism. You can't. Sounds, noises. You can't because you're anxious. Actually, shut up. Yes, I can go and do it. It's just mind over matter. I have to go, no, stop trying to control me. Yes, I have limitations, but does it dictate me? No.
Yeah, you are so aware. Like you're flying that plane at 30,000 feet. You see all the layers.
I've had serious practice. Like, I'm not sitting here and saying my life's perfect. No, I'm not. But it's
No, but
about mindset. It's about philosophy. It's about having that determination to succeed and prove to people, hey, yes, I have a slight limitation on me because of my disability, but it's not a disability, not really, because it gives me unique, like Cliff was saying earlier, about having the unique lens. I see the world from a different angle because to me it's very black and white. I see things one way and I think, well, this can be solved by A, B, C, and C is the complete outcome. I think, go, how can you do that? And I'm like, well, you've got problem A, so say it's a financial matter. Okay, what can you do to get more money? Could you get another job? Could you start a business? Are you willing to work with people one on one and maybe sort out a financial kind of plan with them? But again, it's about being sensible. It's setting that goal to go, am I going to benefit? And how am I going to benefit? And it's about the mindset. Again, it comes down to, are we going to achieve? Or are we going to be limited by what we let ourselves be limited by? It's the mind over matter. And it's, again, the positivity. It's like, you can do this and prove to people just because you have limits. There technically isn't no limits, because what are we open for? Are we going to limit ourselves because we're scared? A lot of the limits that we do limit ourselves by is because we're scared. And I said that to you in the chat, Rick. It's about people fighting you. People say things like, oh, well, you can't because this is not normal. Oh, you can't because you don't know what you're talking about. I research all the time. I have 3 folders right now next to me on my floor that are autism topics that I go through, or my life experiences. I'm like, oh, let's write this down so that I can help someone else. Again, it's about structure. It's the information. It's the knowledge in the area that you're specialised in, because you're the one person that lives it.
you're the one writing the story, and
Yeah,
that's
it's the
so.
same with you, Rick, with your dad. Like, I had the way you talked about him being your hero and giving you that backbone to go, you're the captain of your life. Like, he was telling you, you can do this. And
Oh yeah.
I don't think you realise that the power of his words, God bless him, that he's not here anymore. And I'm sorry that he's gone, because I know how that feels to lose someone. And it's hard because you have to carry on living and you have to live for them as well as yourself. And it hurts. I get that.
Gemma, what was so fascinating, what I learned from my father with this gift, because my mother, you see, she was never supposed to have kids. They were never supposed to have kids. She had a an ovarian cyst, and it ruptured. They had done surgery. She was in the Naval Hospital when and during the surgery, they had lack of oxygen to her brain, and she went into a coma, and she was in a coma for 2 weeks. And so when she came out of the coma, they said, you know, she wasn't the same. She didn't remember anything. She didn't know who she was. The doctors, the preachers, everybody said, you know, to my dad, look, just go. She'll never be the same. And I tell you what, she doesn't. We have the same conversation
Again, it's
two or three times a day.
the medical profession doesn't, in my
It's
view, you have to be very careful with that kind of stuff. But for me, I've had my own medical problems, my own, like, for instance, about 12, 13 years ago, I got run over. I had some really severe injuries, and the medics told my parents, you know, that Gemma is going to be permanently damaged. Like, she's going to not know certain stuff. She's not going to remember certain things about you. Or my mum's like, what do you mean Gemma's not going to be damaged? What do you mean Gemma's not going to be able to remember stuff? What do you mean? They go, well, her memory's going to be damaged. Like, she's going to need constant help, support. Like, she's not going to be able to function. And my mum's like, my daughter's always functioned. Like, yes, she's a bit delayed, and yes, she has problems with communication, but
yeah.
I didn't let that determine me. Yes, I still have permanent injuries with my wrists and whatever else, but did I let that stop me? No. Yes, I nearly died, but I overcame that, and the result is I have a lump on the back of my head, which is permanent, but does it hurt me? No. It's actually given me the strength to go, hey, I nearly died, therefore my life means something. I have to make the best of it and go, hey, 12 years ago, I shouldn't have been here. But am I now? Yes. Yes, I have injuries with communication, and I have problems with eye contact and presenting myself, but for the most part, that's minor.
Yeah, you're amazing. No, you're absolutely amazing. And I look at my mom, right? And I say I have these same conversations every day with her, but they're not the same. It may be the same content, but what we're exchanging is a feeling and a comfort and a consistency and a sharing of experience and knowledge, and that is something that I can't even express. But my father, right? He always protected. He always, he was always there. Our lives would have never been what they are. My mom didn't drive until I was like 14. Everybody told her, you can't do this. Imagine me. I'm a 2-year-old kid. Everybody's telling me my mom can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And I'm in the background going, no, you can. Yeah, you can do anything. You can do anything. No, don't listen, don't listen, don't listen, don't listen. You can do anything. Right? Because that was me. That was me, because I knew she could do anything. I knew they could do anything. My dad knew that they could do anything.
It's all about mindset, like what you guys have been saying. It's all about achieving that standard and not putting the limitations. Like Clifford's told me a few times when we've spoken privately, and he's like, what's one thing that frightens you, Gemma? And I remember saying to him, I'm like, I'm frightened of people's reactions towards me, because when they hear the word autism or they hear the word disorder, which, I hate that word with a passion. I wish people wouldn't use it, but technically it is what it is. But I don't see myself as disordered, because the word disorder to me means broken, means damaged.
No,
Whereas
you're perfect. You're
I
perfect
use the
as you
word
are.
condition. I have a
Yeah.
condition which limits me in communication, yes, but am I disordered broken? No. So that word to me is bad. I don't use that with myself. I'm like, yes, the medics say, oh, you have a disorder, this is what it is. No, I don't have a disorder. I have a condition, because I rule it. It doesn't rule me. It's the opposite way. It's about mind over matter. The medics say, oh, well, you're disordered, you're communication defective. No, I'm not defective, because I have my own future. I've proved that.
Well, you have heart. You have passion. You come from a place that look, aloha, but you're coming from a place of your deepest heart. You see, you're in touch with that. You're not that bridging that gap between the heart and the head is what makes you so powerful. That's what makes you so powerful, because your heart is so big, you see. And you're absolutely beautiful. And I so thank you for just honoring me with your time and your teaching, because I wouldn't know this without your lens. So thank you for being just showing up powerfully as you are and sharing your truth, because it empowers everyone you reach. So thank you for being so courageous. You are phenomenal.
It's just living my truth. Like you said, it's about being authentic, because if we're not authentic, then who are we fooling? Are we fooling ourselves, or are we fooling the people that we're trying to help? Again, it comes over to communication, and the person has to be ready, because you can only push someone so far before they think, oh, this is uncomfortable. I don't want to do this because I'm not ready. Whereas you are ready. It's mind over matter. It's, well, you have to push yourself to be ready, because if you don't, you're always going to be behind what I used to say, a glass box. I kind of limit myself to go, oh, I don't want to do that. And now I'm like, heck, let's go. I want to do stuff that I want to push myself to, because I know it's uncomfortable, when I know I have to do it to grow stronger. Like going out in the public. Yes, it scares me because of the sounds and noises and different smells that I have to put up with, but I do it because it's everyday nature. If I don't do it, I won't get my groceries, or I won't see my friends. So when I do get the chance to go out, I push my boundaries, go, hey, yes, it might suck for half an hour to go out and see someone, but I'm going to feel good at the end because I achieved and I dealt with my barrier.
Totally.
So it's just mind over matter. Like today, I went to the park and it was fresh air. It was quiet. It was walking, it was peaceful, as I didn't have to think, oh, people, noises, bad smells and sounds. I'm like, no, just quiet. And I taught myself to go, it's okay. There's people around you. Are they near you? No. Is it busy? No, it wasn't, because it was midday. But I still went out and tried it because I wanted to see my friend who I hadn't seen for over a year. So it's good that I saw her because we got to hug, and having that hug meant the world to me. So I'm like, I missed having that interaction, like you're saying. It's vital.
Yeah.
If I didn't do it, I wouldn't be as strong as I am, because again, it comes over having that passion. Like Clifford has said to me many times, what am I scared of? Now I look back at it, I'm like, you know what? I was scared of my own insecurity, because I was scared of the judgments I had in my head about neurotypical people going, this girl's different. Look at her. Like, she looks weird, or she acts weird, or she says random stuff. Yes, I do. I say a lot of random stuff because it's how it comes out of my mouth. But am I going to be dictated by that?
We're no different. I don't have a filter. I think that's what makes us so much in alignment. The truth is, I don't have a filter. I learned that. That is a learned trait for me. That is a freaking superpower for me, right?
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Talk about disarming. I mean, you go in and you be yourself, and it's like a little bit, oh, hello. Welcome to my world.
Welcome to my world, people.
Yeah, because you take people off guard. They look at you all of a sudden and they go, "Oh wow, you're beautiful. Oh wow, look at those eyes. Look at you."
It's like I used an example yesterday.
But that's the reality, Gemma. That's the thing. It's like you stop them in their tracks with your beauty, with your eyes. You just pop them. They go, "Oh, wait a minute. I'm in the presence of something angelic, something that is, I better pay attention." And that, you know what? The truth is, it's a little unnerving at times. It's a little unnerving at times to be able to be so captivating.
It's about challenging authority. That's the thing. Like yesterday, I did a training with some nurses at my local hospital here, and one of the doctors said to me, which annoys me, but I said to Clifford, I get it, because they lack knowledge and understanding. And they said to me, how can you stand here and do this, Gemma, knowing full well that you're autistic? And I turned around and I said to him, what am I meant to look like to you? I said, what is your aim? What do you mean? And he looked at me, he goes, oh, throwing a question back with a question, are we? And I was like, because you're judging me. You're saying to me, I can't do this because I'm autistic. And I'm telling you, what makes me not able to do this? What is your judgment you've got in your head about me? And he stood there and looked at me. He was like, I'm like, are we done? He goes, oh. I said, I've got nothing to say. I'm like, exactly, because you've prejudged me. You've assumed that I'm non-functionable.
Yeah, what limiting belief are you holding within yourself that doesn't allow you to see me fully in my full capacity? I love it, man. Come on, peel it back. Let's go, Gemma.
Literally, like, this is about how we see ourselves, and I'm proud of myself. I've come a long way in 6.5 years. I've had to prove myself.
Powerhouse, Gemma. Look out. I want to know more. I want to see more. I want to be able to point to you.
You guys, I wouldn't be this motivated. Like, without Clifford's help, he's been with me a long time, and seeing how far he's come, I'm like, I was so naive when I first met Clifford. I was very, very immature, and I didn't know what I was doing. And when I met Clifford, boom, my mindset changed, because I was like, I'd held so much back and scared myself and kind of put myself in this box going, no, I can't. Clifford's like, yes, you can. I'm like, and he's like, yes, you can. I'm like, oh, okay. And I slowly start coming out of myself. And now I'm like, don't stop me, because I've got so much more to do.
Don't shush me.
Do it.
Don't shush me.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
No, don't shush me.
So I think you realise that you're more powerful than what you think, Rick. And seeing you over the last few weeks that I've got to know you, seen on Clifford's live stream, like, dude, man, like, some of the stuff that you've said, I've sat here and write notes, and I'm like, I wonder what next week Rick's going to say. And I'm like, skimming back to my notes, I'm like, damn, I did this. Oh, yeah, I did this. Oh, yeah, Rick said this. I'm like, boom, 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 checking things off. I'm like, you and Clifford are very, very intelligent, motivating people, and without you guys, I wouldn't be where I am. So,
yeah, you're amazing, Gemma, and I appreciate you, honor you, And I want to say also with Rick, like Rick really pulled back a layer for us and let us know we become the people we surround ourselves with every single time. We become who we surround ourselves with. And I always do my best to surround myself with people who are going to stretch me and challenge me and make me see the world a little bit differently, make me flex a little bit more, do a little bit more. And so I want to change the world. And in order to change the world, I have to look within and change myself, always being a new version of who Clifford Starks is. So I appreciate you both. And ultimately, I want to give the audience one quick thing that they can do, and that's just believe. Believe that you're worthy. Believe that you have a message, and believe that if you take the right actions, you'll find clarity. So go take an action in your day. Go question yourself and ask yourself the question, how far can you go?
Aloha.
I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Gemma, any last words?
I'm just grateful that I was able to come on and meet Rick and to have the guys in the chat like Russell, and I'm just grateful that I had the opportunity to speak my truth, and hopefully someone will make knowledge of it, and just believe in yourself, like you said, take that step.
I love it. I love it. All right, you all have an amazing day, and remember, there is greatness in you.